I'm so excited. We have a feed for the Afroman trial, so we are going to watch the Afroman trial live. The feed is from WCPO 9, Channel 9, and it starts, this is where it starts, so it seems like it's in the middle of an opening statement, but I'll take what we can get. I'm so excited to be watching this. Guys, this stems years ago now, like 2022. There was a raid on Afroman's home, and he had surveillance footage from his own security cameras and in part from his wife's cell phone, I believe, who was also home at the time. He started making music. He made 3 different music videos that I think are at the heart of this. Why were you guys doing this? So commentary. Here's what happened. Here's my telling of the story of what you guys did in my house with footage to back it up. And will you help me pay for my gate? Because they broke his gate in the process of trying to go search his home. Now, they did have a search warrant, but they were still doing some odd things while they were doing the search. I think most notably is one officer was catching glances at a lemon pound cake that was sitting on the kitchen table. Not just one glance, but 2. And it looks like they may have been trying to disconnect his surveillance wiring, his camera wiring. So we're going to do a brief little read through. Here's a summary. So we've got the Afroman lawsuit. His real name's Joseph Foreman. Refers to a civil case, this is civil, where several deputies and officers from the Adams County Sheriff's Office in Ohio sued Afroman in March of 2023. Again, this is from the August 2022 incident. So officers execute this search warrant at his home based on tips they had about possible drug possession and drug trafficking and kidnapping. The raid was destructive. He had doors kicked in, property was damaged, but no illegal items were found. No charges were filed against Afroman, and it was essentially a no-knock and or forceful entry. You know, they batter down the door, and they don't just like knock and wait for you to, hey, who is it? So Afroman had these home security cameras that captured the raid footage. He later used those clips in those music videos we talked about, like Lemon Pound Cake. And he also made social media posts, was selling some merchandise, although the related charges, counts for profiting off likeness, those 2 are dismissed. And the officers, initially 7 of them, sued him and some other companies alleging invasion of privacy, unauthorized use of their likeness, that has been dropped, infliction of emotional distress because of the embarrassment, ridicule, humiliation, and reputational harm, and defamation. So they're seeking damages, I think, in at least the amount of $25,000 per individual party on the suit. And yeah, so we took a look at those filings over the weekend. We're going to watch live now. If you're interested in captions, the feed does not have captions, but you should be able to turn them on my stream. You've got to enable them yourself on your end. And just so you know, that'll make me about 60 seconds behind seeing what the chat's reacting to. So just if I'm off, I'm sorry in advance. Let's go, you guys. I'm so excited.
All of these posts, Mr. Foreman.
Oh, hold on. This is not boosted. Let's boost this.
Yeah. All of these posts.
It's not letting me boost.
Mr. Foreman knew they were untrue. And that's the actual malice that you heard about. He doesn't have to hate people. He doesn't have to...
Oh, I fixed it. So sorry with the technical difficulties right starting off our stream, but let's get this volume boosted because it's easier to hear.
All of these posts, Mr. Foreman knew they were untrue. And that's the actual malice that you heard about. He doesn't have to hate people. He doesn't have to anything else. If he knows they weren't true, that's actual malice. For public officials, he can't do that, and he did. Now, these deputies asked the defendant years ago to stop these posts, to take them down. He didn't. He ramped them up. Freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Worse and worse.
All right, you know what? It's boosting until I share the screen. So, I'm going to try to open a completely new window and take us over there because personally, it sounds quiet to me. I'm imagining it might sound quiet to some of you. And I'd rather fix it now than be struggling to read the whole, listen the whole time. So let me super boost it. All right, and then let's try this new window. I don't know. It only seems to be boosting for like a second, you guys, and then it's fallen off, so I don't know what's going on.
Like what
Oh, there we go.
else, if he knows they weren't true, that's
Yay.
actual malice. For public officials, he can't do that, and he did. Now, these deputies asked the defendant years ago to stop these posts, to take them down. He didn't. He ramped them up. Freedom of speech. I can say what I want.
I mean,
Worse and worse. You'll see what they are before the trial's over. Now, I'm going to ask you to come back with me to the summer of 2022. Adams County, here in West Union, here in this courthouse, the sheriff's office downstairs. There's a group of deputy sheriffs, several of them. A lot of them were raised here in Adams County, lived almost all their lives here. A lot of them have had their whole law enforcement careers here in Adams County. Some of them left Adams County for a while but came back home here to be with the people that they know and know them. Some of them could have gone to the city, to Cincinnati or Columbus or somewhere else and made more money, but they stayed here in Adams County to be law enforcement officers, deputy sheriffs. They have wives, spouses, husbands, children, go to Adams County schools. This is where their lives are.
I mean, someone having a wife doesn't
7 of
supersede
those
First Amendment.
deputy sheriffs are here today. There's Randy Walters there on the left, Mike Eastep beside him, Lisa Phillips beside him, Sean
Lisa
Grimmins
Lickum.
beside him, Justin Cooley beside him, Detective Brian Newland beside him, and Sean Cooley, Justin's father, beside him. What brought them together was some information that Brian Newland came across in the summer of 2022. Some information that caused him to have to do something. So he typed up a search warrant and he took it to a local judge. The local judge looked at it, approved it, signed the search warrant, and Detective Newland started gathering deputy sheriffs to help execute this search warrant, and it was a search of defendant Foreman's property out on Russellville Road here in Adams County. Detective Newland will tell you that any search like this is potentially dangerous, so you like to have as many people as you can. The deputies had guns, of course. A couple of them had rifles, which is normal protocol in a situation like this. And there were about 10 of them altogether who were gathered to execute this search warrant in August of 2022. And these 7 were some of those deputies. The evidence is going to show that the evidence will show, first of all, none of these deputies had any idea when they woke up that morning that they were going to be executing a search warrant. None of them had any idea that by doing their duties that day, their lives would be turned upside down. That evening, they approached the premises, spread out the way they had it planned. They knocked on the door, no answer. Tried the doors, doors were locked, doors were secured. They ended up gaining entry with a battering ram, had to knock the door down. Again, that's procedure that happens in executing warrants.
And we have the right
need to get.
And we have the right to comment on that. I'm not going to be a Posy McPoserton. I'm sure we will hear from opposing counsel what they make of this.
Nobody was home. Nobody was home. Mr. Foreman wasn't home. He was away in Chicago doing a show. The deputies searched the house. They found a small amount of marijuana. They found a significant amount of cash. They seized the marijuana. They seized the cash. That's what they do. And that was pretty much it. No evidence of a major crime was found. And so what happened was, after a while, the local sheriff ordered that, decided there's not going to be any charges filed here, and so he ordered the cash to be returned. It was over $4,000 total cash found in some of Mr. Foreman's clothing and another place in his house. Shortly after the cash was returned to Mr. Foreman, he began claiming on the internet and every place he could that the sheriff's deputies had stolen $400 from his money, hadn't returned it. You're going to hear the evidence about that, and we're going to demonstrate to you that that's not true and that he knew it wasn't true. There was an independent investigation done by Claremont County, but that didn't keep him from continuing to declare that Brian Newland in particular and the rest of these deputies are thieves. Okay, that's just the beginning of it. Then he went beyond calling these deputies thieves. As I've indicated to you, he called Brian Newland a pedophile. Not called him, he posted it, published it all over the internet in various posts. He found a photo of Detective Newland from a Shop with a Cop event that Mr. Newland attended with little kids, disadvantaged kids, kids in the community, shop with a cop, get them to know law enforcement. Mr. Foreman found a photo of Brian Newland holding one of these children that he worked with. And Mr. Foreman blocked out the face and put a smiley face on it and posted this picture of Brian Newland, and it says, Brian Newland is a pedophile. Watch your kids around this man. He likes to fondle little boys' testicles.
Oh,
posted
man.
it all over the internet.
Disavow.
Not once, not twice, many, many times, seen thousands of times by people. People in the community started making comments to Detective Newland. His daughter came home from school crying because some kids had called their dad a pedophile. He used to coach cross-country teams. Some of the kids on his cross-country team started calling him a thief and a pedophile. He'll testify, he'll tell you that his daughters used to have kids over all the time. They like to hang out at his house and do things. After all this started, that stopped happening. Like, kids didn't come over. Finally, Detective Newland felt like he couldn't continue to work in Adams County anymore. Adams County was his dream job. He started here as a deputy, worked his way up to detective. This is where he wanted to spend his career, but things soured out. He couldn't stand working here anymore. He resigned his job from the Adams County Sheriff's Department and went to Cincinnati and now works for the Norwood Police Department. He commutes, drives every day because he felt like he can't work here anymore. Now, Mr. Foreman, as I indicated a moment ago, saved his most severe attacks for Lisa Phillips.
Lickin' Lisa.
Lisa
Lick 'em down
Phillips
low,
worked
Lisa.
as a resource officer in the Adams County schools for 18 years. She used to greet the children, including Mr. Foreman's children, when they were dropped off at school in the morning. said hello to him, made him feel welcome. Mr. Foreman posted that Lisa Phillips likes to have sex with other women. He used other words. She ate my ex-wife just like pizza. Pussy, 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 eating, blah, blah, blah.
This guy having to say this. Look at the judge.
Thousands of times on the internet.
Covering his face.
People saw it. People laughed. People from out of state. But people here in Adams County would sometimes yell at her when they saw her. Hey, Lisa Lickumlow Phillips. That was his nickname for her. Over and over. This has been going on for like almost 3 years now, folks. And it's taken a heavy toll on her. Her child came home from school crying, saying, because the kids were saying, did your mom have a sex change? Because of what they saw that he had posted. We asked him to stop. He doubled down. Thank you, Judge. She's out on call doing her duty. Someone yells at her, hey, Lisa Lickumlow, calls her a thief. She's had to miss days of work because of the emotional upset. Her doctor has her on medication. Because of this, because of lies. Just Friday, on the eve of trial, he published the most egregious thing you can imagine.
Oh, the video.
If you've seen it, I think you will in this trial.
They're going to bring the new video in.
Basically pornography about Lisa Phillips.
Maybe not what I'm thinking of.
Mr. Foreman also targeted Deputy Randy Walters for special treatment. In several videos seen by thousands of people, Mr. Foreman declares, I used to fuck his wife. I used to fuck his wife doggy style. His kids, his daughter came home upset because the kids at school were saying, hey, is Afroman your father? We asked him to stop. He didn't. He's still published. There's new videos today coming out. In your face, I'm going to do what I want. Justin Cooley was targeted by Mr. Foreman as a thief. Sean Cooley, Mike Eastep, and Sean Grooms all suffered by being called a thief. They're sheriffs. They go to people's houses to do things. Hey, you're going to steal my money too? Their reputations have been damaged. It's harder for them to do their jobs. You'll hear all the evidence. That's what this case is about in terms of the facts. At the end of the case, you'll have to decide if Mr. Foreman should be held responsible for what he's done. That's what the case is about. Should he be held responsible? I indicated during our jury selection process the kind of damages we're going to be asking for, the non-economic, the value damages. You'll hear all the evidence. You'll have to decide, how bad was this? I think you're going to decide it wasn't just a little minor, said something bad about you. It was about as bad as you can imagine for these deputies.
Well, good thing we have videos.
Reputation, pain and suffering, humiliation, personal embarrassment, loss of reputation, all that stuff, you're going to have to put a value on it. And I will tell you this, as I said earlier, I'll try to help give some guidance. You can reject it or not, because it's your choice. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be asking you for a number for all these people that is in the 7 figures.
That's not surprising anyone.
That's how serious we take this. And there's also a punitive damages element that may go to you depending on what the judge decides. And that's going to be another decision you'll have to make based on how bad you think this is and what this conduct deserves that's been done to these people. At the end of the day, it's about what's legal, what's moral, what needs to be done, to make up in some way for what's been done to these deputies that have spent their careers defending this community and living in this community. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Turn now, Mr. Osborne.
Rate that from 1 to 10, you guys.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is David Osborne, Jr. I represent Joseph Foreman. He does go by the stage name Afroman. And I want to thank you for your service today. This is not going to be an easy case. This is going to take a week of dedication of you to go through. Not an easy thing to ask, but something that we appreciate you are willing to do. This case is about the freedom of speech protections contained within the First Amendment of the United States and the Ohio Constitution. It is about an American citizen's right to make public comments about the actions of public officials, actions that took place in his own home, actions that took place within his home were part of his artistic, creative expressions. And Americans maintain a right to criticize, to mock public officials. And that includes law enforcement officers. On August 21st of 2022, Detective Brian Newland drafted a search warrant. That search warrant was based upon an interview conducted with a confidential informant. That confidential informant gave Mr. Newland information. He put it in a search warrant, and then he went and he saw Judge Roy Gabbert, and Roy signed it. From there, they went to execute it that very same day. Officers from the Adams County Sheriff's Office, 7 of the 10, descended upon Mr. Foreman's residence with a hastily prepared search warrant.
Oh, are we going to
For
hear
a
more
man
about
who's
that?
famous for a song that said, "I got high," the amount of force used was
Because
excessive, to say the least. After all, based on the song, a bag of Doritos would have been enough to take him out. But they deemed it necessary to not only go to his residence with assault rifles, body armor, and even a riot shield
tell him.
to execute their search warrant.
Look at his tie, you guys.
And all that
He's
led
ready.
to a destructive search of Mr. Foreman's residence. Deputies searched Mr. Foreman's home, every one of his outbuildings, behind the couch, under the hood of a car. And you know what they found? A couple little joints, which, let's face it, because I got high, that was expected. And then they found cash. His cash, not theirs. His. They seized all that. It was cataloged, returned to the office by Brian Newland. Newland then does what's required by law. After you search, you have to return a thing to the court that says every single thing you seized, a return on your search warrant to tell the court what you took. In that, he puts a number for the amount of cash that was there. Now, Mr. Foreman, well, let me back up, because there's something I forgot during the search.
Oh, that's
For a search for marijuana, or whatever was in the search warrant, we'll introduce that later, they disconnected his security camera system. He has a security camera system in the house. He's had break-ins before. Most Americans, he has a security camera system. Yet in the middle of their search, they disconnect it.
Oh.
They say it's going to be because they wanted to take it for evidence. But you know where that evidence ended up? On the couch over there. Just disconnect it and leave it there.
wow.
Now, what precipitated next is the primary focus of the lawsuit. Mr. Foreman did what he's done through his entire career. He took his life experiences and turned them into music, social commentary, and artistic expression. After all, one only need to look at the song, Because I Got High. The lyrics are there. I was going to clean my room because I got high. He was rapping about his life then, and his posts are talking about his life and his experiences. During the search of Mr. Foreman's home, deputies' actions during the search was captured in two places. One, the security system of Mr. Foreman. Joe's security system was active until they cut it. You also have body camera footage. Now, we don't have body camera footage for all 10. Not everybody was wearing body cam. But the officers that did, there is body cam footage. And he used this footage from both those locations to make his music videos. He posts them on social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok. The plaintiffs decided they did not like what Joe had to say about him, or how they portrayed him, or how he used the footage of their behavior as their job as law enforcement officers, as public officials. Their response was the suing in order to silence his freedom of speech, threaten his livelihood. After all, have you ever heard of a law enforcement officer suing a person for making a social commentary on him? Or have you ever heard of an officer suing anybody because someone said they didn't like what they had to say? Officers deal with it all the time. I dealt with it during my election. You don't sue people. You respect the freedom of this country and move on. Because, let's face it, if we don't have freedom of speech, what else is there? 250 years ago, the founders of this great country wanted to limit the government's involvement and what government officials had power over to say. And that's why we have the freedom of speech we have today. Before we get to the evidence, I want you to understand this case started with a number of claims. Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there.
Oh,
Do not go there.
He tried.
You know, and I know the jury doesn't need to know what's not there. I'm not hiding the ball. Claims filter out like they should. I gave the instructions, and you don't need to get distracted about what's not in front of you. Mr. Klingler talked about punitive damages, maybe, but you don't need to know that because we're not there. I'll tell you that if you need to know it later. There's a lot of things this case is not about. So he doesn't get to talk about what it's not about. It's only what it is about. Go ahead.
Forgive me. I have to readjust my opening slightly. It should be noted that public
Good, Judge.
officials, such as these gentlemen and Miss Phillips over here, are held to a higher standard than an ordinary person. They're public officials. They are expected to be criticized and mocked. The evidence will indicate that Mr. Foreman created songs with titles like "Will You Repair My Door?" "Lemon Pound Cake." These songs went viral, yes. People connected with the message and understood what Joe was trying to say. The videos and songs resonated with the public because they addressed something that people care deeply about as Americans, and that is how law enforcement officers conduct themselves. Joe also made statements on social media about the search and the officers involved. Some of these statements were openly critical and expressed Joe's opinions about what happened. Statements about missing money. And he used some strong language. Some exaggerated language. We call it hyperbolic language. To present his message and his opinion. But all these statements were a matter of public concern as well as statements about his personal opinions. The experience of law enforcement officers executing a destructive search warrant is well beyond question, as it is a matter of public concern. The plaintiffs are going to point to specific statements that Joe made. They're going to claim these statements are defamatory. They're going to attempt to
Deflammatory.
remove them from their context.
Flim flam.
Statements aren't in a vacuum. There's context. If you get called a name, if my wife yells at me, there's probably context to it. That context is what we're going to show you. Because if you look at those statements in isolation and simply ignore the conduct that sparked them, you can't understand really what was going on. You'll be asked to forget much of that context of the statements, at least not the I should say the least of it is that the plaintiffs are public officials and the public has a right to criticize them. The evidence will show that Mr. Foreman's statements fall into three categories. The first, many of these statements are his opinions. Opinions are not assertions of fact. They are Joe's subjective views about his encounter with these public officials and the execution of their duties. The First Amendment protects the right to express those opinions, even if they're harsh, even if they're mean, even if the person who is the subject of them hates them. They are protected. Second, many of the statements are exaggerated, rhetorical exaggeration, as you might expect from a musician. After all, if you didn't have Because You Got High, if I said I just didn't want to clean my room, no one would have bought that song. You have to exaggerate something. You'll see he used colorful language, sarcasm, and satire. No reasonable person would have understood these statements to be literal assertions of fact. For example, Mr. Foreman created nicknames and made comparisons to cartoon characters. No reasonable person would understand those as a literal assertion of fact. That is a rhetorical satire flourish that has always been part of our social and political commentary in this country. After all, pick up the newspaper, you're going to see a political cartoon making fun of somebody. Watch Saturday Night Live. They make fun of people all the time. They even made fun of Joe. It just happens. It's part of our freedom of speech and also Mr. Foreman's artistic expression. The third is the extent that any of the statements assert facts. They relate to matters of public concern. Matters of public concern are exempted. These statements address how the search was conducted, what actions were taken, and how Mr. Foreman experienced this as a homeowner with these people executing their hasty search warrant. Indeed, the public's concern for such issues is reflected in the viral response that his content got. The plaintiffs bear the burden of proof in this matter, not Joe. They must carry the day. They must prove every element of their claim. Looking at the invasion of privacy due to false light is one of the claims that they're claiming. The plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman portrayed them in a false light that would be highly offensive to a reasonable person. The evidence will show that he did not. He used real actual footage of them performing their duties, stuff in the public domain. Joe's statements were based entirely on his personal experience and within his county of residence, which that is something I do want to clear up. Mr. Foreman lives in Adams County, not Hamilton County. Mr. Klingler is wrong about that. So he is a resident of this county. Regarding the defamation claim, plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman made false statements of fact, not his opinions. That's very important. Because we all have opinions as Americans. It's one of the great things about this country is we can share our opinions whether we like them or not. Whether they like them or not, they can hear my opinions. But they must prove those statements were not opinions. Because public officials, they must prove that Joe acted with actual malice rather than just simply exercising his First Amendment right. The evidence will show they cannot meet this burden. Plaintiffs claim that Joe portrayed them in a false light, but evidence will show Joe used direct footage from the security cameras. We can see what they did. They executed the search warrant. It's all on camera. There's nothing false about showing them that way. There's nothing false about Mr. Foreman having opinions about how they did and them. However, when they executed that search warrant, that became a matter of public scrutiny. People could watch it. People could see what was done and form their own opinions. And they can share those opinions. And he has a right to create artistic expression based on those opinions, based on that content. The plaintiffs, it goes without saying that they don't like what Mr. Foreman said about him. But they don't have to. That's part of our right in this country. They don't like his commentary. They don't like his art. But the First Amendment does not protect speech that we like. It protects all speech within it. It protects commentary, criticism, especially on occasions such as this. It protects speech that I would not like, speech I've suffered. It protects it. You may not like the speech you hear, but it's protected. Throughout this trial, you'll hear testimony and see evidence that demonstrates several key points. You will see the actual videos and social media posts Mr. Foreman created. You'll be able to judge for yourselves whether they are false, whether they're his opinions, whether they're artistic expression that is all protected. It's about the right to comment on criticized public officials without fear of retribution, without fear of getting sued. It is about the right to create artistic expressions that are matters of public concern. The plaintiffs are law enforcement officers. They perform a cardinal public function. But with that public role comes public accountability. It also comes a certain standard that you have to understand. And as public officials, they can be criticized. They may not like it, but it's allowed. Plaintiffs have the burden of proving their claims. The evidence will show they cannot meet that burden. The evidence will show that Joe's videos, posts, and commentary were artistic expression for matters of legitimate public concern, his opinions on the law enforcement officers, and how they were performing their duties. If the plaintiffs prevail in this case, what message will that send to this country if they prevail? It sends the message that if you criticize law enforcement, if you comment on how they conduct themselves, if you mock them, if you create art with them in it, they can sue you. That's not the America we live in. That's not why we have a Constitution in the First Amendment. That's not why the First Amendment is in the Constitution of the state of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, upon the examination of the evidence at the end of this trial, I'm confident you'll conclude that Joe did nothing wrong. While the plaintiffs are unhappy, upset with what was said, he exercised a right he had, a right that every American has. He commented on matters of public concern. He created art. He did what any stand-up citizen would do. He made his voice heard to the people. At the end of this trial, I'm going to ask you to return a verdict in favor of Mr. Foreman on every one of their claims. I'll ask that you vindicate his First Amendment rights. And I'll ask that you send a message to the American people that you can criticize public officials and that we are not living in a dictatorship where if you don't like what is said, you just sue someone to shut them up. Thank you.
All right, guys, and Robert, I spelled his name wrong in this. It's Klingler. There's another L after the G in the attorney's name for the plaintiffs. And David Osborne and I spelled Afroman wrong, trying to type quickly. This is him here with the American tie, speaking for free speech. Let's go. So there we go. Attorneys' names.
I'm going to start calling witnesses, but I'm going to tell you what this case is not. Okay. This case is not going to be an analysis of why the magistrate issued a search warrant, or what the facts were leading to the search warrant, or the backstory of the warrant. That's the subject for criminal cases. So the fact that there's a search warrant is what this case is about, not the backstory of it. So you hear people talking about criticism of the why and the whole deal. That's not relevant testimony. We're living with, there was a search warrant, nothing backstory. This case is not about excessive force in entering. The court's already determined as a matter of law that it was not excessive. You'll see testimony of damage, but that's a legal standard about whether it's more than customary or expected in the realm of a search warrant. Search warrants are lawful forced entry. So you won't get, was that too much force? That's outside the realm of the testimony. and I call these the third thing. This is not about vindication of the defendant or messaging to the public. That's things that happen from the political branches of government, the legislature, or the executive offices. Messaging is not what you're concerned with. It's the message the jury's sending. You're not messaging. It's all about how these facts affect these people. So when these little distractions and diversions come at you, I'm going to try to continue to narrow and keep you focused, not on the distractions, but on the issues and the law. Otherwise, you're going to ask later on, why didn't the judge give us instructions on messaging? Because that's not how this comes out. So I'll do this periodically along the way when things start going astray. Ready to go, Mr. Klingler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tee it up.
Plaintiff calls Detective Brian Newland.
Oh. Let me do my banner. He's a detective now?
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
I do.
Thank you. You can be seated.
Since you're a public official, we won't expect to have your private residence address. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
My name is Brian Newland.
And Mr. Newland, where do you live? No street address, just generally.
I live in Adams County, Ohio.
And how long have you lived in Adams County?
From 1995 to 2010, and then from 2015 to current.
What were you doing between 2010 and 2015?
I was in the United States Army.
Honorable discharge?
Yes,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a police officer.
And when did you start in law enforcement?
I originally started in law enforcement in 2014
And what position was that?
as a deputy sheriff
Where?
with the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
And then how long were you a deputy in the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
The Adams County Sheriff's Office was my first full-time job in law enforcement, and that was from 2014 until 2023.
All right. And why did you become a deputy sheriff?
After I got out of the military, I just wanted a job that I thought would be exciting, something different, so I chose law enforcement.
Going into
Do you have
Afroman's
family
house?
here in Adams County?
Yes.
Can you tell us who?
All my family's here, my kids, my grandparents, my mom, my brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles.
Did your children go to school in Adams County, or do they?
Yes,
You were involved in the execution of a search warrant back in August of 2022.
yes, I was.
And I want to take you back to the night of August 21st, 2022. Were you part of a team that searched Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes.
What was your role in obtaining that warrant?
I prepared the search warrant based off information I was provided, and then I met with the judge and the prosecutor at the time prior to serving the search warrant.
And was a warrant approved?
Yes.
Can you tell us where what the subject of the search was? The property of the search.
It was the residence of Mr. Foreman. I believe the address is 1699 Russellville Road.
Okay, that's here at Adams County, correct?
Yes.
Now, were the other plaintiffs here in the courtroom, were they also deputy sheriffs or part-time deputy sheriffs that participated in that search?
Yes, they were.
And was Mr. Foreman at home during the search?
No.
Were Mr. Foreman's children present during the warrant execution?
No.
Was anyone present other than you and your fellow officers?
At the time of arrival, no.
Was anything seized or taken from Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes, there was some money and a small amount of marijuana and some miscellaneous drug paraphernalia.
Why was the cash taken?
It's common with any type of drug seizure. We seize the money in cases proceeds from drug-related sales or drug trafficking activity.
Was the money potential evidence?
Correct.
What was your role in seizing this cash, Detective?
I'm sorry. I don't-
Well, maybe I got ahead of myself. Was cash located in the property?
Yes,
Do you remember how much approximately?
approximately $4,000.
And did you play a role in taking that cash?
Yes.
What was your role?
I was provided the cash, or provided the money that was located by another deputy. I counted out the money, put it in an evidence bag, and then at the end of the search, I transported it back to the sheriff's office.
All right. Did you take any of the money?
No,
Did you ever take any money from the evidence bags?
no,
Did you ever take any of Mr. Foreman's money?
no.
Was your counting of the cash recorded on your body cam?
Yes,
Maybe his face is just
And
stuck
you had
like
a chance
that.
to review that?
I have.
Has Mr. Foreman accused you of taking his money?
Yes.
Are you aware that the cash was ultimately returned to Mr. Foreman?
Yes.
And can you tell us why that was?
The prosecutor at the time decided that we're not going to pursue any current criminal charges, and the property was released back to him.
Okay. Were you present when Mr. Foreman picked up the cash that had been seized?
No.
Do you know whether any press was invited to attend the return of this cash?
I learned that there was later.
Okay, but you weren't there.
Correct.
Can you tell us what happened when the money was returned to Mr. Foreman?
Your Honor, I would object to that. He's already testified he wasn't there.
Okay, let me rephrase it. That's fair. Was an allegation made that there was less cash than there should have been?
Yes.
And who made that allegation?
I believe Mr. Foreman.
How did you learn about this discrepancy?
The evidence technician that releases property had called me and told me that the account was short.
Tell us what you mean by that. The count was short.
Just that there was more money listed than what there was inside, and that was less money was returned than what was indicated
And
What?
where was this amount indicated?
on the bag.
On evidence bag?
Correct.
So I'm understanding you correctly. The amount of money that was indicated on the evidence bag was more than what was actually returned to Mr. Foreman.
Correct.
All right.
And we're just supposed to be like, oops, it's just a clerical error. Look at his face. Let's screenshot his face. I'm going to put him in a thumbnail.
And
Oh, they can't get mad about this footage being used either. Their faces could be all over the internet again. This is so great.
were you able to account for that discrepancy?
I wasn't. No.
What happened?
Once the allegation was made, the sheriff contacted the Claremont County Sheriff's Office to conduct an independent investigation.
Do you know whether an independent investigation was conducted by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And do you know the results of that investigation?
They were to determine that I miscounted the money during my original count.
All right. Did they conclude that any money had been taken?
They said that there was not any money taken.
Obvious. What?
Did that stop Mr. Foreman from continuing to claim you had stolen $400?
No.
Did he accuse anyone other than you of stealing money?
He, at multiple times, he accuses all of being thieves.
I mean, it's a reasonable belief to think if a
Do you know where
number.
he made these allegations?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, social media.
How did you learn about these accusations on the internet that you were a thief?
Friends and family were sending them to me.
Were the accusations true?
No.
I think you said you've reviewed your body-worn camera from that night?
Yes.
And were you able to tell what happened?
From what it appeared as if I began counting money, I stopped to reshuffle money that was in my hand and then began counting again after putting money down. And that was, at some point, there was a discrepancy in the amount that there was and the amount that I counted.
Was it a miscount?
Yes.
Now, were any charges ever brought against Mr. Foreman as a result of this warrant execution? I may have asked you that, I'm sorry.
No.
Sometime after the execution of this warrant, Detective Newland, did you become aware that Mr. Foreman had posted certain things other than being a thief about you on social media?
Yes.
And how did you learn about these posts?
Friends and family were also sending them to me.
You weren't looking?
See Exhibit 16?
Yes. You need to switch it to the HDMI. I'm right. Correct. So it can be.
It would be so good.
Card on.
She needs to switch to left law, I believe.
It's left. Okay.
There's the man. There's some emojis in the chat for you guys. There's Afroman, there's Pound Cake.
Yes.
Oh wait, there's a new, is it also on YouTube? Let me see. Because sometimes you just post stuff over on Instagram. Afroman.
Okay, can we blow that up some?
I'm adding like some new Afroman videos to the Afroman trial playlist in this
all right.
description. If that's easier for anyone to go and get links to, if you're not in the chat.
Detective Newland, we're showing Exhibit 16. Can you tell us what this is?
It's one of the posts from Mr. Foreman that I was sent about me being a pedophile.
Well,
And am I reading the date right? September 2nd, 2023?
well,
Yes.
And am I
let's just, oh, man. They're gonna love, YouTube's gonna love me reading this. We're gonna read this, guys. This is Foreman Joseph, September 2nd, 2023. This is the uneducated, can't count pedophile police officer that stole my money. His name is baby making Brian Child, molesting new baby mama newborn Newland. Dick, spelled D-I-C-C hyphen detective, Brian Newland. I have a song coming out about him. The chorus goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Brian Newland is a flag. He used to play with little toys. Now he plays with little boys. Watch your little boys around Brian Newland. He's very bold. He will fondle little boys' testicles and butt cheeks right in front of you in broad daylight. This is a public service announcement. Stay safe. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, there's the post.
reading the date
Hit that like button, you guys, if you want more readings.
right? September 2nd, 2023.
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask you to read it, but I will read part of it just to make sure it's in the record and that people are clear on what it said.
Okay, he's going to read it. Sweet.
This is the uneducated can't count pedophile police officer that stole my money. His name is baby-making Brian, child molesting, newborn baby mama, newborn Newland, Detective Brian Newland. I have a song coming out about him. The chorus goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Brian Newland is a flag. He used to play with little toys. Now he plays with little boys. Watch your little boys around Brian Newland. He's very bold. He will fondle little boys' testicles and butt cheeks right in front of you in broad daylight. This is a public service announcement. Stay safe. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Can we see exhibit 17, please? Can you just scroll down so we can see the whole thing for a second? All right. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it says, in part, if you pay me back the money you stole from me, I won't tell the world about your pedophile pilgrim family, you know, like your brother, that's named Will You Stop Sending Dick Pic Williams, a.k.a. William Newland. If you get arrested in Abbs County, all you got to do is lie on me and Brian will let you go. And is that a picture of your brother beside your picture?
Yes.
And was your brother convicted of a misdemeanor?
Yes.
What was that?
I don't recall what the charge was.
It was a misdemeanor charge?
It was a misdemeanor, correct?
Did you have anything to do with that crime?
No, I did not.
Did it involve
Have you
children?
ever been accused or convicted of pedophilia?
No.
Let's look at, let's see, number 18, is that a video?
Yes,
All right. Shall we play the whole thing? Or what, do we have, a clip?
yes.
Yes. Baby making Brian newborn Newland. Yeah, the serial statutory rapist.
Oh,
With the pedophile brother fired from the People's Police Station.
see, now that's a difficult one to specifically claim serial statutory. Because where's the pattern? Where's the backing from that?
Will you stop sending Dick Pic Williams?
All right, and let's take a look at number 10.
I think he knew what his brother was convicted of too. That wasn't believable.
Is this a, yeah,
This freeze frame.
let's see. He used to do hard drugs. It says there in the third or fourth line. Did you ever do hard drugs, Detective Newland?
No.
He snitched on all his friends. Do you have any idea what that's all about?
No.
Now he steals money from traffic stops, bogus raids, and from Adams KK County Sheriff Evidence Room under the camouflage of law enforcement. Did you ever steal money from a traffic stop?
No.
Did you ever steal money from anybody?
No.
And down below it says, baby making Brian Newland, T-shirts on sale. You see that?
Yes.
Let's look at Exhibit 15, please. And can you tell, Detective, is this a picture of you at the, entering the, or somewhere on the property of Mr. Foreman during the search?
Yes.
And let's take a look at 14.
Hey, FFS in the building. I think we need your name for this trial. How are you? Good to see you.
And do you know where this was taken? I guess you weren't there.
It appears to be the inside of the interview room at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
Would that
Are we
have
gonna
been
read
where
it?
his money was returned to him?
Yes.
And part of what it says is, when I went to get my money and we realized baby-making Brian Newborn Newland had stolen $400 out of the evidence money. Again, did you ever steal any of his money?
No.
Let's take a look at Exhibit 15, please. Or did we do 15?
Yes.
Sorry. Number 2.
Telling the truth and the truth.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Objection.
Yes, Your Honor, I would have an objection to this
Tell
video.
me what it is.
Your Honor, this objection is video because this video, if I'm not mistaken, was published within the last 2 weeks.
We have not motion in
The law
limine.
on this has changed. Ohio has actually passed what's called an anti-SLAPP law, which therefore extends immunity to things, actually, in a way, increasing a person's freedom of speech rights in Ohio. Thus, this evidence to be tried here would be tried under a completely different standard than when this case was started.
Comments? Mr. Klingler?
That law doesn't apply to this case, Judge, or this evidence.
Your Honor, it would apply clearly. He has no analysis other than say that I submitted a written brief to the court on this matter.
I think that was submitted Sunday.
So, like, I'll note the objection, overrule it, and allow it to be played. Got your objection down. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Can you expand it a little bit or not?
I cannot.
So we can see the sign? Okay. Detective Newland, can you see what that
Just
sign
zoom in.
says?
Yes.
What is it? Would you read it for us?
They stole my money.
Okay. Go ahead and play.
Videos selling my truth and my proof. How can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short? You vandalized my property, and you filed a lawsuit properly. I'm a rapper, so I'm rapping. What? I can't talk about what happened. Videos, I expose my
So what does that say? Sorry. What did you read? Could you read what that said?
Yeah, Brian Newland stole my money.
Brian Newland
Stole
stole
from
my
me.
money. And that was just published in the last few days, as far as you know?
Yes.
Can we look at number 3, please?
But telling the truth and the truth, posting videos, selling my truth and my proof.
Same basis?
Same basis on, yes.
Noted.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short? You vandalized my property.
I think that's enough for now.
I'm a rapper, so I'm rapping. What? I can't talk about what happened. Videos, I expose my cause of.
So whatever he's playing, it says 12 hours ago and there's several thousand views. I mean, I don't know. I'd be careful because this might start showing numbers of support or popularity for what he's saying.
And that was the same video, obviously. Does it tell where that was posted?
It looks like this one is on YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram?
Yes,
So 2 different platforms, same video.
yes.
And can we look at Exhibit 9, please? And I'm looking specifically about halfway, a little more than halfway down. Do you see, Detective, where it's posted, not only did he steal my money from my house, he stole money out of the evidence room at the Adams County Sheriff's Department away from my house, making the Adams County Sheriff's Department a new crime scene. I'll just stop there. Again, did you ever steal any money from his house or from the Sheriff's Department evidence room?
No.
What's the platform?
Can you see what that one was, Detective?
I can't see on here.
Is that Facebook? No. It's Facebook? I'll represent that it's Facebook, Your Honor.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I think we'll end up seeing this post a few times
So-
because it relates
We
to
can
the other
take
plaintiffs
that down or
too.
whatever, we don't need to keep it up, I don't care, but I'm done with the exhibits right now. Detective, I just want to ask.
They
you,
zoom in.
the first one we saw with you holding, it looks like a child with a smiley face.
Yeah.
What was that originally a photo of?
That was from one of the shop with the cop events at the sheriff's office.
What's a shop with a cop event?
It's where the community donates money, and then local law enforcement will take lower income children to Walmart and let them shop for Christmas.
And did you participate in that event regularly?
Yes,
And do you know what year that picture was taken from?
I don't recall.
All right. And the little boy you were holding there, can you tell us anything about who that was? Not his name, of course, but who it was?
I was just a cool little boy that got picked for Shop the Cop and chose me to be his officer.
Chose you to be what?
His officer.
And what did you do? Did you do something with him, shop
An
with him? or-
adoption.
We put him in the cruisers, turn the license sirens on, parade through town, and we go to Walmart and help him shop. And we come back to the fire department or wherever and help them get their toys ready or play or, and feed them pizza, stuff like that.
And you did that more than 1 year?
Yes,
And that was a photo that Mr. Foreman or somebody on his behalf took and used in that pedophile posting?
yes.
So, Detective, what effect did it have on you when you saw these posts that you're a pedophile?
I was angry, sad, depressed, upset.
Why were you sad or upset? Isn't it just somebody exaggerating or making jokes or?
Legal
I-
conclusion.
I didn't find it funny at all. I work in law enforcement, have kids, have friends, family. I was involved in the schools. And then I'm being blasted all over social media for the entire United States to see that I'm a pedophile.
Did you ever have any evidence that other people were seeing these things, other than the fact that it's on social media? But did anybody ever say anything or do anything to indicate they'd seen it?
I've had comments made to me since day one.
Like what?
If you want the most recent example, yesterday there was a cheer competition at North Adams. I walked my 3-year-old son in to watch his sister cheer, and somebody asked me if that was another little boy I'm touching.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Where, what competition?
At the North Adams cheerleading competition.
What other examples?
Every time you go to an event, another comment's made or somebody says something. Another one I can recall was Meet the Team Night for my daughters. We was in line to get slushies, and people were making comments behind me.
What comments?
Just called me a thief and a pedophile, and why was I there? And then started playing music, playing some of his songs on their phones.
Some of Mr. Foreman's Afroman songs?
Yes.
This case isn't about your kids, they're not plaintiffs, but did this have any effect on your kids that affected you in turn?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. We had a motion, I filed, the court responded.
He knows better than to ask a question, because I don't care about the kids, because he didn't bring the kids in, so.
He said, I don't care about the kids.
What other indications have you had, Detective, that people are seeing and responding to this accusation that you're a pedophile?
Just what's been said to me. It's been shared, been sent to me. I've had people make comments at games, while in the store. It's just, so much stuff's happened, I don't even remember half of it.
So you were a Hamilton County deputy sheriff. Sorry, I said that earlier. You were an Adams County deputy sheriff, and you're not anymore?
Correct.
Why?
I ended up leaving the sheriff's office just because of this, because of being called a pedophile and a thief.
Explain to us just a little more about why that was so upsetting that you actually left your job.
Because the sheriff's office, so I'm from Adams County, is where all my family and friends are from. The sheriff's office was my dream job, my position. I was friends with everybody, and it was where I planned to stay. It's been my career. I dedicated a lot of time, over 10 years, to Adams County. You know, whether it was like calling at 1 o'clock in the morning or working 14 hours, I dedicated a lot of my time to Adams County, and I loved working at the sheriff's office. But it just got to be so much. If you go to a call or take a phone call or you make a traffic stop, something said. You go to Walmart, something said. I stopped going to my kids' games for a little bit because every time I would show up, everybody would be looking at me or something would be said to me, and just spared their embarrassment.
So when did you leave the sheriff's office?
I ended up leaving in October 2023.
You have,
When did he take the new job?
do your kids' friends come to your house and hang out?
They don't anymore.
Did they used to?
They used to have huge slumber parties, especially on their birthdays. They'd have 10 or 11 kids over, and essentially once this started, it stopped. I don't recall the last time my daughters have had a friend over, if they've had one ever since then.
Detective, did you ask Mr. Foreman to take down these posts?
I didn't personally.
Did you, through your attorney?
Yes.
And have they been taken down?
No.
Are they still there?
Yes.
Those are all of my questions. Thank you.
And I heard that this feed is going to cut, which is going to be sad.
Time for a 10-minute break. Then we'll do that. All
right.
Take a 10-minute break. Thank you.
So I have the next feed up. Cool ceiling, right? It's kind of a cool ceiling. What are we doing? I like the ceiling. Got a window. It's near the National Bank of Adams County. Got a little bit of the lay of the land here with the courtroom. And then let's jump over to the feed that they picked up after the recess. Oh, and unfortunately, it starts abruptly again. But that's what we're working with. I'm glad to have a feed at all. This is coming from WCPO9. And again, they do not have their captions enabled, so I cannot have them on the stream that I transfer to you guys, but you should be able to turn closed captions on underneath my video. So let's get this full screen. And also, thank you, Sheriff Chuck in the building, gifting 5 lemon pound cake. So 5 new people now have the lemon pound cake badge. So welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. You're allowed to eat the lemon pound cake here. You don't just have to stare at it and do a double take. So big thank you. Say thank you to Sheriff Chuck, always supporting the channel here, keeping us going. And unfortunately, we're going to have to go without knowing what we missed for these last few lines. And Chuck, hope you're doing well.
As a law enforcement officer, did any of those cause you to quit?
Hold on, it's doing that thing with the volume boost again. Let me open this in a completely new window, because that seemed to make it better last time. So weird. All right, let me turn it off, turn it on. Okay, let's see. All right, there we go. I have to rewind it. I think it's when I rewind the video, it's kicking off the
And
boost.
find a job in another place?
There we go.
You said, I think, that some officers in Norwood posted, was it a picture of Afroman, of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did they post a picture of the accusation that you're a pedophile?
No.
As a public official, you're subject to scrutiny, I believe was Mr. Osborne's question, and you agree with that,
Wow.
correct? You're subject to scrutiny.
So we missed the entire cross. I'll look and see if there's like a upload later, but that sucks. So we do not have cross-examination, a feed for this. So I'm sad. I'm really sad.
Scrutiny.
Yes.
And when you became a police officer, did you think you were signing up for being called a pedophile and having to lose your job?
No.
Do you think do you think being called a pedophile is just an exaggeration?
No, I don't.
You got asked a question about your emotions and whether or not you've seen a doctor, and I believe you said you haven't.
No.
Can you
Wait, I
tell us
lied.
anything about?
Hold on. There's a feed. All right, guys, I think I figured out. My suspicion here is maybe WCP09 is like switching battery packs. But look, I messed us up. There's actually a second video from this break. It's 20 minutes long, and that's going to be the cross. So I'm sorry for not seeing this, but it means we've got it. We're going to watch some cross-examination. And for anyone that, if you don't like my commentary, I'll miss ya. But if you want to watch on your own and just didn't realize that WCPO was breaking it up like this, this seems to be the way that they're streaming this footage. So there are actually 3 videos that they have already from today's day 1. So let's get to this cross-examination. We have cross. Let me do the boost thing. There we go. Yay.
So Brian, you're still employed as a police officer, correct?
Yes.
You're employed in Norwood, correct?
Yes.
When you went to Norwood, you got a pay
There's
raise, correct?
captions.
Yes.
Okay.
That I was wondering that because he's a detective now. So in my head, I was wondering, did you leave because of this or did you leave because it's better pay? Woo!
You were asked questions about a search warrant. Is it correct to say you were the chief in charge of executing that search warrant?
Correct.
Okay. And you counted all the money?
I did.
You had full control of it the whole time?
Not the entire time, no.
Okay. So, walk me through the process by which you cataloged the money.
So while we were conducting a search of the residence, another deputy located the money, I believe, in a jacket pocket from a suit.
Okay.
He handed me the money, explained to me where he found it. At that point, I start to count it in the same room. Once I count it, I collect it, put it in an evidence bag, and take it downstairs.
So let's back up. That was very general. So when you counted it, where did you count it?
I counted it in the bedroom where it was located.
And you counted it on the floor?
Yes,
Okay. And you made specific piles?
yes,
Okay. Now, that's not all the money that was recovered is what was coming out of the suit, right?
correct.
Where was the other money recovered?
There was more money covered from, I believe it was an office downstairs
Okay. And where did you count that money at?
in that room.
On the floor?
I don't recall if it was on the floor or maybe on a desk that was there.
Okay, and you were wearing your body cam the whole time?
Yes,
What was the time difference between the suit jacket money and the money downstairs?
I don't recall.
You reviewed your body camera.
Yeah, it's been I reviewed it over a year ago. I don't recall what the time frame was.
Now, Mr. Newland, let's ask that question. You were deposed, correct?
Yes,
You were deposed on August 8th of 2025, correct?
correct.
Have you watched the body cam since then?
I haven't. Well, I take that back. I've watched pieces of it. Haven't watched the entire thing.
What pieces have you watched?
Just of me of me counting the money from
So-
the bedroom.
You watched only the part of your body cam where you recounted the money in the bedroom only.
Correct.
You never watched the part for downstairs.
I did not.
You never watched the part where you sealed the evidence bag.
No.
Did you
What?
seal the evidence bag?
The evidence bag was not initially sealed, no.
What do you mean by initially sealed?
So it's not a self-sealing bag. It has to be taped. So it was placed in an evidence bag and then brought downstairs to a central location until it was transported to the sheriff's office.
In a central location, where was that?
In the kitchen?
And you left it there alone?
No.
Who did you leave it with?
When I first brought it downstairs, Officer Cooley was sitting at a counter and I asked him to keep an eye on it while I continued the search.
Okay, and did he keep an eye on it?
As far as I know, yes.
What do you mean as far as you know?
I mean, I wasn't there the entire time. I went on to continue searching the residence and come back down.
But wouldn't he be in the chain of custody?
Yeah.
So did he sign the evidence bag?
No. I didn't. He wasn't in charge of the custody in that sense of signing or sealing the evidence bag.
So
I
who
just brought
was?
the cash down while we was still conducting the search and asked for him to keep an eye on it.
So the cash was never left alone?
That's my knowledge, no.
Were you interviewed by a Mr. Robinson in relation to this matter?
No.
Okay. Did you make a report about the missing money?
I didn't know.
So there was this question about a return on a search warrant. Can you explain what that is?
The return?
Yes.
It's just an itemized list of property that's seized from a location during a search warrant service.
Did it include an amount of money seized on it?
Yes.
Does that amount of money match what was written on the evidence bag?
Yes.
So as far as the court knows, there was more money taken than what was returned?
I'm sorry.
So as far as the court knows with the return, more money was taken than what was returned.
That's the way it appeared, yes.
Did you put in an amended search warrant return?
I don't believe so.
So you never corrected your statement to the court?
Correct.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We have a lady for that.
Does the Adams County Sheriff's Office have a policy and procedure pertaining to the counting of money as evidence?
I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I haven't worked there in almost 3 years.
Did you
Well,
know
before
then?
worked there, did they have one?
It was, I don't necessarily know that it was a written policy, but it was to have 2 people count the money.
Did 2 people count the money?
No.
Oh, man, I'm confused on that. Can you tell me why?
So explain to me why it matters, like where you're going in this.
A sua
case's
sponte?
context.
Why do we have a sua sponte objection from the court here?
Tell me why it's relevant.
Your Honor, this is relevant because if the evidence of Mr. Robinson is admitted, which he has not been here yet, but if it is admitted, this would be direct evidence since he did not interview the person who counted the money. This would go to counter Mr. Robinson's report. And actually, in my motion in limine, I talked about it in the idea that we did not have time to depose Mr. Robinson and determine what his investigation was or who he interviewed. As such, I'm asking a leading question of Mr. Newland because he didn't follow the policies and procedures. This was not taken into account by Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Robinson has made certain conclusions in his report that this would tend to cause issue with.
Mr. Robinson on your witness list,
Mr. Robinson is listed on Mr. Klingler's witness list.
is he going to be followed?
Depending on what happens, you might be.
But my concern's going to be hearsay. And everything you're asking the wrong witness is in that category. I get what you're doing. I just try to follow the trail of breadcrumbs.
I'm afraid I'm not understanding the hearsay
This
argument.
isn't a bench trial.
He's going to say what another person said and observed. And didn't see it, but read about it, or doesn't have it firsthand. He already said he wasn't involved in that part of it. I'm going to give you some room to work.
I have moved past that. That's where I was talking about the policies and procedures, which would not be hearsay in the idea he should
No,
know
I
what they
get
are.
that. I'm just trying to track where you're going, so I don't miss the ship sailing. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Newland, you worked at the Adams County Sheriff's Office from, what's the date on that? 2014 to 2023.
Yes.
During that time,
I do want to take a quick pause here because this is not the original judge. It seems from the docket that the original judge was already had the... I have to go through the docket a little bit more deeply to see exactly about the countersuit that Afroman filed against the plaintiffs here. The original judge didn't dismiss that. This judge came in and dismissed that. Secondly, all weekend, and shout out to I'm Not a Lawyer Mel, like, I'm so happy. She contacted a camera person to be there in case this news organization wasn't there. And she has all the ducks in a row to make sure we would have been able to see this trial. And when she told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, I was about to like get in the car. Like, since you're doing that, like, what is it going to cost you? And she's like, I don't know. I'm waiting for them to accept the media application. And so I was checking the docket this morning and there's still no response to Mel and another individual that requested the ability to record, and then Mel requested broadcast access. No response. And Ohio court rules just say, earlier than 30 minutes from the start of a session. But she'd filed this 2 days ago already, and no response from the judge. So this news organization, I believe they filed a media application months and months and months ago during like earlier preliminary matters, and they're here filming, thank goodness. Otherwise, I'm not sure that Mel, even though she went through all the steps to procure and make sure somebody could get the work done, if nobody else was, that we'd have a camera in the courtroom because the judge just didn't look at this docket and give an answer. So that's just my gripe. Also, shout out to Peter Ortiz. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well with the YSL green amphibious emojis. Also, Factual Lie in the building, reminding everyone to do the YouTube-y things. Lots of long membership here. Thank you guys for supporting the channel for so long. And coming back together to hang out for another crazy one. I'm going to hit play. Mel, I'm Not a Lawyer B is in the creator playlist in the description for Replay Crew, but I'm also going to drop her link in the live chat. If you don't already follow her, please do. She's got a live stream of this case as well, but she's so good at doing recaps in short catch-ups that give you everything you need to know about all sorts of different cases. So if you don't know her, you definitely should. And also Peter with the super saying life is great with the boom, 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 except for this witness. He's not very fun, is he? Thank you for the very generous super. I am super glad to hear that life is good.
when you started the sheriff's office in 2014, you reviewed the policies and procedures?
Yes.
So you would have seen the policy on counting cash.
If there was one at the time, yes. I don't recall.
So you don't know if there was a policy at the time?
Correct.
Okay. So how do you know it was supposed to be counted by two people?
That was the practice that we normally adhered to. It would be counted by one and then recounted by a second.
Okay. And the second person would initial the evidence back?
No, it was just kind of like almost like a system of checks and balances. And then the seizing officer would still initial and seal up the evidence.
This may sound an extremely stupid question. How many times did you count the money?
I counted it one time.
Why only once?
At the time, there was so much going on, I counted the one time, put it in the bag, and until he got done.
Okay. So when you retrieved the bag, you never counted it again?
Correct.
Okay. Did you seal the evidence bag before you left?
I did not.
Okay. Did you seal the evidence bag at the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, it was sealed at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
I didn't ask if it was sealed. I asked if you sealed it.
Yes, I would have sealed the bag.
Prior to the deposition of August 8th, 2025. Do you remember that day? Do
Yes.
you remember I asked you about the money? Do
I remember their conversation about the money, yes.
you remember I asked you if you sealed the evidence bag at that time?
I don't recall you asking that.
Really? Okay. Did you ask the sheriff to do an investigation on the missing money?
I didn't know.
Okay.
Hey, Mike G. Good to see you.
So I just want to get something clear here because my notes are a little fuzzy. You were in the Army at the same time you were a deputy, right?
So, yes, I was in the reserves at the time.
Okay. So that's why you would have been a full-time deputy in 2014 and then discharged honorably from the military in 2015?
Correct.
Okay. You said this job was exciting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by exciting?
Going to
like I said,
Afroman's house.
When I left the military, I wanted a career that would be not mundane, but kind of like an exciting, something new type of career. So I chose law enforcement.
Okay. And you've been called derogatory names before, correct?
Yes.
Significant derogatory names, correct?
Yes.
And that's by members of the public, correct?
Yes.
And that was prior to 2022, correct?
Yes.
And you mentioned you have some brothers. Do you have a brother that worked in law enforcement?
Yes.
Was he the chief of People's
He was.
Police? Why did he leave?
Why does it matter?
Your Honor, it has been brought up because one of the images has William Newland, and as you read through the post actually talks about Mr. Newland leaving the police department, so therefore I am building a foundation to show the truth of what statements are in there.
Is that the reference to the plaintiff's picture you're talking about?
It's a reference to one of his exhibits, yes. Give me a second, I'll tell you which exhibit.
As long as it refers to that exhibit, I get where you're going, so you can keep going.
I'll re-ask the question. Why did your brother leave the People's Police Department?
He was charged with some kind of crime through Adams County Prosecutor's Office. He was subsequently convicted, and he resigned or quit sometime during the process.
And it is a fair statement to say it involved minor children?
I really don't know anything about the investigation.
Come on.
You don't know anything about your brother's crime he was charged with?
Just what I've seen on Jail Tracker in the past.
So you're not close to your brother?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Are you close to your family then?
Yeah, most of my family.
Then why not your brother who's in law enforcement?
Well, we were both in the Army at the same time, separate parts of the world. We kind of got close again, and then once this, his issues happened, we kind of just drifted apart again.
So you knew about it. So you know.
So you drifted apart once he had a criminal problem?
Correct.
Well, let's talk about that. Has anybody asked you about that prior to 2022 when he was
Unbelievable.
charged?
No.
No one asked you about your brother?
I'm sorry. Like before he was charged and it came out to everybody? No.
So no one asked you about your brother being charged with a crime?
Yeah, after the fact, I've been asked about it.
When was the first time you were asked about it then?
It would have been shortly after he was charged or arrested. It was all a complete surprise to me.
And that was prior to Mr. Foreman's video and post, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
So now you've said people have treated you differently since Mr. Foreman's post.
Yes.
So people come and ask you about your brother. Did they treat you differently because of that?
It was just on a smaller scale. I was asked about it, and then that was it. It wasn't shared, and I wasn't put in music videos and everything else because of that reason.
But your brother's criminal charge and everything was in the front page of the local newspaper, correct?
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
So everybody in Adams County knew that your brother was charged.
Correct.
And so did people treat you differently at that time?
No.
You said
Not at all?
everyone knew.
No.
Why didn't they treat you differently?
That'd be a question for them.
Okay. Would it be because they knew you?
Since he said he doesn't know, you shouldn't ask that question, strike it.
We'll strike the question and move on.
Thank you.
Judge.
See, that would be a classic example of testimony from the lawyer, not the witness who said he doesn't know. Go ahead.
If you don't know if they treated you differently when your brother's was on the front page of the paper, how do you know that your treatment today, or as you've testified to, was due solely to Mr. Foreman?
Well, prior to this, nobody called me a pedophile. Prior to this, there was nothing published about me being a pedophile. Prior to this, nobody asked me if I was molesting my own 3-year-old son.
What about the office?
Oh, just a law firm? What are we switching to, feed? All right, they take it back in a second.
Let me rephrase the question. Did the officers that you work with at Norwood put up a picture or an image of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did you ask them to take it down?
No.
Did they think it was funny?
Yes.
And they're in law enforcement?
Yes.
Do they think any different of you because of this?
I don't know.
They don't treat you differently?
I don't really, I mean, I work with them, but I don't really associate with them. I go there and I do my job and I come home.
When you interviewed for the Norwood Police Department, they never held anything Mr. Foreman said against you?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
They hired you. Maybe it was a
Would it be
plus.
fair to say it did not affect your professional career then?
Oh, it absolutely did.
How so?
Even if I move locations from Adams County to Cincinnati or to Los Angeles, people still ask if I'm a pedophile. People still ask me what it's about. People still ask me if I'm a thief.
But the people you work with do not ask that, correct?
They don't ask me that, no.
When you were interviewed, your future employer never asked you that question.
No.
So then when you say it damaged your reputation, you're only referring to people in the public, correct?
No. That's just what people in the public is what I know. Maybe people do have bias against me, in law enforcement. I don't know.
Okay. Were you ever passed up for promotion because of this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Were you ever disciplined because of this?
No.
And you agree while you're out in the public, people are seeing you perform your law enforcement duties?
Yes.
And based upon what they see, they will make comments about you, correct?
Yes.
So how you perform your duties reflects on your reputation?
Yes.
And you've testified in the courtroom before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever testified in a civil case before?
No.
Have you ever testified in a civil case that involved the duties of a police officer before?
No.
Okay. You've had citizens comment on your execution of your duties before, correct?
Yes.
Not all those comments have been positive, have they?
Correct.
And so you would agree that as a police officer, you are subject to public scrutiny?
Yes.
And you've never sought to keep your status as a law enforcement officer secret?
No.
Have you ever been in a local newspaper?
Yes.
Was it positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay. But not everything they write is positive, is it?
Correct.
As you've said that people can comment on your execution of your duties as a police officer, Did you follow the procedure correctly in execution of the search warrant?
In the execution of the search warrant itself, yes.
Okay. So you knocked on the door as required by law?
Correct.
Okay. And then you decided to kick it in?
Correct.
And then when you couldn't kick it in, you went to the side door with a battering ram?
Correct.
Why did you try to kick the door in with your foot?
Is this what we're not trying?
Your Honor, he has opened the door
Oh
and
my
saying that
God.
his...
No, I closed the door. So I don't think we're trying the search warrant case.
If he followed certain procedures with opening the door, why didn't he follow the procedure for sealing an envelope with evidence in it, particularly cash money? Because he's playing stupid about not remembering procedures. So I think there's a second reason this could be relevant to questioning, but okay, Judge. Like, this is going to be a time with this judge.
Your Honor, he is claiming that his reputation is linked to how he performs his official duties. I am merely introducing that he has not followed procedures, and therefore a person can criticize him on that, and therefore he would have that as part of his reputation that everybody would have to consider.
We don't have any standard against which to measure that, which is the whole point. So how are we going to get a standard against which to measure that? Otherwise, you get a dance in the pea patch. I said we're not dancing it.
If we can't present that he hasn't done his job correctly and that would reflect negative on his reputation, then I don't understand what we would be presenting that, because his reputation is exactly what he is claiming is damaged. It is the very issue that they're going to ask for money damages about.
Do you have an expert that's going to say there was a violation of a search warrant process?
No, we're just going to introduce the policies and procedures in place at that time.
There are some?
There are, yes.
Well, then put the foundation out there first.
Did you look at your docket?
Like my prior decision, like made that clear. I'm trying to work with you, don't get me wrong. But I'm pretty good about staying laser focused.
I'm trying to ask the questions now so I don't have to recall Mr. Newland after the Sheriff Kenny Dick is called, so he can tell us what the policies were at that time. But I can save this line of questioning and recall him later for it if that would be more amenable to the court.
I don't like see policies and procedures on your witness list.
Was an exhibit?
Witness list or exhibit list? John?
Exhibit list.
It's all together, so exhibit list. Like I might have an old one.
There is an amended one, if I may, Your
You
Honor.
have one, Mr. Klingler?
I think we looked at it on stream this weekend. I remember seeing policies and procedures.
You amended it on Friday, I might be out of date.
March 12th.
I have amended witness list. I don't see Sheriff's Office policy and procedure.
Policies and procedures for Adams County Sheriff's Office.
So that's the.
There's really a lot of water back
policy
there.
Procedure manual.
Yes, Your Honor, although we're going to try to tailor it to just what's relevant so we don't have an entire amendment.
And Judge, we stipulated to the authenticity of
So that comes in.
that document, so we don't have to use a witness to come in and authenticate it.
Keep her going, that, Mr. Osborne.
I would note I would need Mr. Dick to come in and say they were in place at the time, as Mr. Newland can't remember that they were in place at the time.
We might be able to stipulate that too.
Now, it's not every time you're in public that people yell and scream thief or pedophile, correct?
Correct.
There's quite a few times you can have a peaceful meal with your kids and never have any problems.
Correct.
It's only at certain times this occurs, correct?
Correct.
Have you ever been accused before of stealing money from traffic stops?
Yes,
It was not Mr. Foreman that accused you, correct?
correct.
Okay. Have you seen a copy of Mr. Robinson's report?
I may have seen, like, I don't believe I've seen the whole report. When he first conducted the report, or conducted the investigation, I was provided a copy of the report, or a partial copy.
But you never sent that to Mr. Foreman, did you?
I didn't know.
You would agree if someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration?
I'm sorry?
If someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Nobody would take that seriously, correct?
I'm sure somebody would.
So when you talk about your reputation, are you talking about your reputation only in Adams County, or are you talking about it in the whole world?
My reputation in general. Adams
In what?
County, Hamilton County, the entire world.
The entire world? So you care what people think about you in Australia?
When it affects me and my job.
Ask Hella.
How does Australia affect your job?
I'm not saying that it does. I'm just using it as a generalization. If it affects me and my personal life and my job, yes, it matters to me.
Now you're claiming that by being called a thief, you were painted in a false light.
Yes,
And what exactly does that mean?
that I was being painted in a false light.
You've been accused of stealing from traffic stops before.
So being accused of stealing in traffic stops before was when money was seized and forfeited by the courts and no longer
Why
returned.
is he smiling?
And I was, unquote, quote unquote, called a thief. Never to this extent.
Okay.
Never to this broad, you know.
But you would agree there is some similarity here. Money was seized here too.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh. No. The feed. No. Stuck on this smirk. This is sus. His demeanor is not what I would expect from somebody that was saying what he's saying honestly. Like, honestly denying this suspicion. And then if Afroman is accusing you of not returning, in the complaint it says $400. So if you're comparing and you're saying not like this, it's not that you're being accused of an egregious amount, it's you're being accused of this outreach of publicity, where now you're feeling the pressure. But the problem with that is you're complaining about the public's reaction to what they're hearing about a police officer doing during the course of their work. And I think that's fully under the First Amendment. So it looks like this doesn't come back. They pull up the other feed. So I don't know if we're going to miss like a couple questions there. It looks like, let's see, 25 to, it looks like a minute and a half that we would be missing. So let's go to the third segment of the day, which unfortunately, and I know Kate Aiden in the chat had mentioned there's a full stream on WCPO. I don't see one that's a continuous stream on WCPO. So we just have their clips. But it starts with redirect. So we don't get to hear Osborne's last questions. And hold on, let me do this stupid volume boost. Oh, this is so annoying. The boost is so annoying today.
Times as a law enforcement officer, did any of those cause you to quit your job and find a job in another place?
No.
You said, I think, that some officers in Norwood posted, was it a picture of Afroman, of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did they post a picture of the accusation that you're a pedophile?
No.
As a public official, you're subject to scrutiny, I believe, was Mr. Osborne's question, and you agree with that, correct? You're subject to scrutiny.
Yes.
And when you became a police officer, did you think you were signing up for being called a pedophile and having to lose your job?
No.
Do you think do you think being called a pedophile is just an exaggeration?
No, I don't.
You got asked a question about your emotions and whether or not you've seen a doctor, and I believe you said you haven't.
No.
Can you tell us anything about the atmosphere in law enforcement circles that, as you've experienced it, and the attitude toward therapy and emotions and that sort of thing?
There's a stigma on seeking medical help or seeing a doctor or taking therapy. You just expected to take it and move on, and it's all fun and games, kind of like, them posting that picture on my computer. I didn't find it funny at all, but they did. Like, it's just that stigma, around law enforcement in general.
So you've been dealing with this by yourself, as you say, without medical help?
Yes.
Those are all my questions, Judge. Thank you.
Back to you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you, Mr. Klingler.
Thank you.
Just a few more questions, Brian.
Oh, yay, recross.
You would agree that there was mistakes made during the search and counting the money and everything, correct?
Yes.
So it was not done perfectly, correct?
Correct.
You mentioned that as an officer, you're supposed to take it and move on. Is that part of having a thick skin as a police officer?
I guess you could word it that way, yeah.
Is it correct to say that the officers at Norwood found it funny, but you didn't?
Correct.
So some people find things funny that you don't find funny?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness at this time.
Oh,
I'm going to step down.
bring them back later.
What do you got that's going to get me 30 or 40 minutes, Mr. Klingler?
Our next witness, Judge, is Lieutenant Lisa Phillips.
Look at Mona Lisa.
By 4:15 to 4:30.
That may be difficult.
Going to give you somebody you can get through.
Well, they're going to do it.
I think I can get through my direct, Judge.
That's the goal. Thank you.
So we'll start with cross tomorrow. Love that. Oh, here comes Lisa Lickum Low. I think that's how her name is being said. So right on time. Thank you, Peter Ortiz, for the 10 gifted memberships. That's 10 more lemon pound cakes in the chat. Make sure you're using those channel emojis. Drop some boom emojis in the chat for Peter. Get some going. Let me drop my booms.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. You be seated.
Go ahead, Mr. Klingler.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
Lisa Phillips,
And Lisa, where do you live?
Adams County.
Oh,
How
the
long have
voice
you
is
lived in
low.
Adams County?
At least 24 years or so.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a deputy sheriff.
When did you start your career in law enforcement?
2001.
And what were you doing at that time?
I graduated high school in 2000 and went to the police academy,
Well, what academy did you go to?
Greenfield Police Academy in Hillsborough.
And how long have you known you wanted to be a police officer?
Since I was a kid.
What was your first position then out of the academy?
Part-time at West Virginia Police Department.
And then when did you was your next job a deputy sheriff?
Yes, sir.
When did you start as a deputy sheriff?
September of 2002.
And do you have family here in Adams County?
Yeah. Yes.
You have a husband?
Yes, sir.
You have a child?
Yes, sir.
How old is your child?
She's 21.
And did she go to school here in Adams County?
Yes, sir.
Do you have other family in the area?
I got grandma and cousins and family like that.
And did you ever serve as a school resource officer?
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell us about that.
I took the job full-time at the sheriff's office as a school resource officer. Is what I started off as, deputy sheriff, school resource officer. Then was there for the kids, keep the kids safe, out of any kind of danger. I also was there for the kids, as far as, bonding with the kids, and keeping them, as far as like way of life, just somebody else to be there, Sometimes they need somebody to talk to. I did that quite a bit.
And did you sometimes greet the kids when they got dropped off at school?
In the morning, I directed traffic at the school.
And did you have occasion to know any of Mr. Foreman's children?
I don't know him by name, but I have let him out of the vehicle before, or not let him out, but greeted him.
Oh. The feed is still going. Why did it pause? Let's speed up and see when it comes back. Oh no!
You got a
Fun
TSB
times.
warrant on a-
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Warrant.
there we
Are you
go.
part of the team that executed a warrant on Mr. Foreman's property?
Yes, sir.
That home was located here in Adams County on Russellville Road.
Yes, sir.
And how did you come to be a part of that warrant team?
I was called in. I wasn't actually working.
You weren't on duty?
No, sir.
And is that part of your job? Even if you're off duty, if you need to be called in for something, you drop everything and go do it?
Yes.
Was Mr. Foreman home during the warrant execution?
No, sir.
Were any of his children present?
Not initially.
Did you see any of his children that night?
In the vehicle with their mother.
Just to clear that up, can you tell us what happened?
Come in the driveway, and I was on the outer post of the house as far as like the perimeter area. And she pulled up with the kids, and I went over and spoke with her, and I told her it probably wouldn't be good for the kids to see us, you know what I mean? So they wouldn't be there to
Do you know
be
whether
upset
the-
or anything.
Excuse me. Do you know whether the children lived there or do they live somewhere else?
They live up the road, up down the road from there.
With their mother?
Yes.
Is she already, does it seem to anyone else like she was already just trying to, like, not get choked up already at this point?
So then did they leave or did the children never went into the house or anything?
No, sir.
Did you take any money that night?
No, sir.
Sometime after this warrant was executed, did you start becoming aware of things Mr. Foreman was posting about you on the internet?
Yes, sir, I did.
We have some exhibits that we want to show you. Do you have them lined? Do you have them lined up, Natalie?
I have them pulled up,
Okay.
they won't play.
Yeah. Let's go to the first one. Is that the order that we put them in?
I have the order.
Okay. Which number is this?
This is number 19.
Thank you. So Lisa, we're showing you what we've marked as Exhibit 19. This looks like a post from September 17th, 2022. Was that shortly after the execution of the warrant?
Yes, sir.
Can we blow it up just a little bit? Okay, down near the bottom of that first paragraph, just go down a little bit more, right there. Has anybody in Adams County verified her vagina? If you haven't, you should, or she might. Whop out something bigger than yours. If this lady is your friend, I wouldn't leave her alone in my house. Or I'll put it this way, if you leave and your video system is messed up, etc., etc. And then down below a little further, my name for this particular officer is Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa. When did you first see this posting, if you recall?
Shortly after the warrant.
That was over three and a half years ago. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one. And you see here, it says disconnect after stealing my money.
What's the number?
Sorry,
20.
Exhibit Plaintiffs 20, Your Honor, thank you. Is suing me for humiliating her, giving her mental stress, ridicule, and the loss of her reputation. She doesn't like being called Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa full of shit Phillips, but she loves stealing money and disconnecting cameras of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. That's March 25th of 2023, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Go to the next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Lieutenant Lickumlow Lisa, stop looking at pussy back there. That's your
Damn.
problem. You always look at pussy and you don't even know how many pussies you've licked. You don't even know how many video cameras you've disconnected.
What number? That was 21?
Yes.
Did you see that video when it was posted?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me.
22.
I don't need to know as much as the record needs to know it. Work with me here. Go with it. 22.
22.
Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love child. That's why she disconnected my camp.
Was that the same one over again, or was that a different one?
That is number 22.
That's
the same-
22.
Yes.
Same one, all right. Lieutenant Lickumlow Lisa ate my ex-wife just like pizza. Is that what you understood that to say?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
This is 23.
It's like the same loop, though. Are they trying to put through a different?
Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love child. That's why she disconnected my camera.
That's the same thing on a different platform. Do you know what, can you tell what platform that is?
Search YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram? But let's, don't play it, just pull it up, see if we can,
Number 22.
It's
number
YouTube.
22, yeah.
There's YouTube.
Just keep running it back.
That's YouTube?
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out which two platforms. Were they both the same platform?
Do you want me to go to the next, or both of those are both YouTube?
Oh, okay.
And then there's more exhibits of this.
Yes, I don't know why we had two of the same one, but I'm sorry. Let's go, you can
Can we
turn,
stop here? So for the record, are we saying that Exhibit 22 and Exhibit 23 are duplicates?
They are not duplicates, they are postings of the same video. One was posted on October 4th, 2022, one was posted on October 23rd, 2022. They were posted on his YouTube account on two separate occasions. One is like that.
Can we clear that
Thank you.
up for the record, Your Honor?
I think we just did.
I don't know which one was posted when.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You're thinking like I'm thinking. Go ahead.
thank you, Judge.
20.
Let's play the next exhibit.
24?
Yes. Exhibit 24.
Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love chill. That's why she disconnected my camera.
When was that post? Can you see a date? Is that a different date? Or should have the witness testify, probably ideally
It's
if we can.
September
but-
25th of 2022.
Okay. And is that a different, that's a different date from the other two?
Yes.
Thank you. Next exhibit. Number
25.
25.
Lisa, my ex-wife just like Lisa. She jealous of me and my love chill. That's why she disconnected my camera.
And is that a different date? Whoops. Was that a different date? Well, it's not up there anymore, is it? Or
It is up there.
okay. Can you tell, Lisa? Sorry.
Yes, sir. It's October 4th of 2022.
Thank you. Different date. Okay. Next exhibit. Is that it? All right. We have another video.
Is it going to be the same loop?
We're ready to do that?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm just assuming I'm going to object.
Yes,
to the second part.
you're gonna
Because I
object
think
to
This
this.
is the one I'm going to renew my objection on.
Don't play it, just tell me what it is first. What is this?
This is a video that was posted, I believe, last Friday. Yes.
Your Honor, I will enter an objection on this. The law has changed. As I said, in April of 2025, a new law was passed, an anti-SLAPP law, which would apply to this, and therefore would have a completely different standard of evidence, and we would renew our objection to it being admitted, or even posted at this point.
Mr. Klingler?
That law does not apply to this video or to this case, Judge.
Your Honor, that pertains to matters of public, for the press. It also covers artistic expression and stuff. Just to have no analysis is not an answer to the question. But I will renew it.
It's
I
a
have-
really good objection, and I'll be consistent and overrule it. We'll play it, and you might be right, but we'll overrule it. I think I'm right. Number 26.
And this is not 26. I apologize, Your Honor. It's 34. Sorry, we're out of order because of the way that they.
No, it's okay. 34.
Then for the record, Your Honor, my objection would pertain to Exhibit 34, just for the record.
Did you see this already, Mr. Osborne?
Your Honor, when they listed it, I did find it and take a look at it. I was never supplied a copy, but I did find a copy on YouTube.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. We got the little guitar. She's crying here. Imagine driving and you see this. Just Afroman pointing the signs in front of his gate. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, YouTube's gonna love this. Who's making the mouth noises in court?
You really don't know her. I noticed her voice is a few octaves lower. She's not too ugly. She's not too fine, but she's might whip out something that's bigger than mine. Lick 'em up, Lisa. Lick 'em up, Lisa. Pussy line.
Damn. The back of the shirt.
She raided my house. She just collected my camera. Then she went down on my spouse. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Y'all keep on laughing. She gonna eat your wife's pussy. When Little Lisa joined the Adams County Sheriff's Department, husband was complaining because she was munching on their wife's carpet. Lisa licked him slow, Lisa licked him fast, Lisa licked that to stand, Lisa licked that. Lick 'em up, Lisa, lick 'em up, Lisa, pussy like Lisa. Come on, Lisa. Full of shit, Phillips. She'll pull your woman over, spread her legs and seal their lips.
You have to verify your age to watch this on his YouTube channel. which isn't surprising. I just don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Client dancing in the driveway. Same type of pussies. I need to learn how to count how many pussies I live. You know, and that this is the thing. Where I have to swallow. Because things being said, are you pretending looking for a release of Phillips, pussy licking Phillips, and I'd be at Walmart and you called a guy on your voice. Or asking you, how do you like that? You like a female or a guy asking you about vagina? I don't know. Or us dating and having me on the date. Obviously, I haven't had sex, so you got a child. I don't know how that is. They didn't make money off of me. She decided she had to put it out in front of my penis. I was on my way to work one morning, a companion was stopped at the stop sign. Commissioners had contracted a crew that was working with the companion. I get a holler, Lieutenant, look low, lose the field. No one calls or even has to work. Get a holler from Lieutenant Lick Low, Lisa Phillips, pussy licking. Not a good cop, not a thief. Not sure it'll have to be. There's lines of tears and symptoms. I feel weak because I can't keep it. Yeah. Number one, that I have to be emotional because for clients, lies, I've had a deep voice in my entire life. I ended up waking up one morning and better not have deep voices. Right? I did not have a sex change. I did not have a penis. I shouldn't have to prove I don't have a penis. Or not having a penis bigger than the rest of the guys that I work with. And pull people over and let them post me on me for fun. Look at me in the face. Tell me what is it? Text me. Obviously, it's right here.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I didn't know that hurt you like that. You know, you kind of intimidated. I know you. I'm sorry. I mean, you got raided my house. You knocked down my door.
Cut my surveillance.
I would never shoot you, or I would never try to punch you. I thought I'd crack some musical jokes, and I didn't know they hurt you that bad. I'm sorry. I think you had a nice little idea. I didn't know you was a wild. I'm sorry. I was just having fun with the bad situation. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Oh man, Jesus.
The shirt.
Like a little break in the body.
He's got all of them on the shirt, I think. One of them says Paw Patrol. The attorney just standing there the whole time this is played. This is what he looked like this whole time. No, go back to the screen. What are they doing? She's getting out of the car on the screen. Oh, they're zooming in. How does this video end? It's just on the attorney's back of his neck collar. Oh, look at the top right! Oh. The judge. Yeah, this is like a 13-minute video. There's a 27-minute remix? Or are you joking? This is civil.
Okay. Is this part of it? That it?
I'll give you 15 minutes tomorrow to start. We're done. She's still under duress. You're directed not to coach her testimony. We can talk about other matters, but not her direction.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
We'll start at 8:15 tomorrow, and you can have your 15 or so then.
Thank you.
Thank you for good work today, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and go off the record.
All right, so that is it for day 1. We're back at the window. Oh, there's like a mural. Oh, alrighty. So, I don't know, maybe this is because they went right from jury selection into this, but again, it seems like the way we're going to be watching this trial, unless they change tomorrow, maybe they just got to get their footing. We're doing it in these clips. So, they said 8:15 tomorrow morning. This is the same time zone I'm in, so I'm Eastern time, you guys. I'm in Florida. So, we can watch it live tomorrow. We can start right on time, or we could start maybe at 9 if you want, and we could skip the lunch break. Whichever. Doesn't really matter to me. Other than that, so that only took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So we had a full witness who seems like they're going to be recalled. We had Lisa for some of direct. Direct's going to continue tomorrow. And we had opening statements. And it seems like we're focusing very much so on the more assertive statements. You know, so-and-so is a hard drug user. So-and-so is a pedophile. So-and-so, whatever about Lisa's gender and the different ways that Afroman said these things. We haven't really gotten much into pound cake statements yet. So I'm looking most forward to seeing that one is called to the stand. I think that's when we're going to see more of the search on Afroman's home. And for what it's worth, these are very crass things. When we read through some of the motions, I point out the things that I think he might have the most trouble with. But overall, just because one thing might be crass doesn't mean that somebody should be taken to trial because they made a video of surveillance footage of a police raid on the home. And some of those claims are still coming into play here. Some of those specific statements are still coming into play here. I don't think we should even be here on the grounds, on the basis of my account, my story, my questioning of Brian Newland possibly either not properly sealing the evidence bag or it was misnumbered, but in any case, I didn't get my money back. I think it's a reasonable person can conclude that money was taken. And I still don't see how we're here at a trial for that. I just don't see it. For the other things, I guess that's the more specific things, that's to be determined. I personally did not find the first witness credible, acting like he didn't know what his brother... I mean, he's in law enforcement himself, so through the bushes, you're going to get wind of your own family member situated in the same area going through some stuff. He said that people asked him about it. He said that it was in the paper. He said that people didn't treat him differently from it being in the paper, but also he didn't know what it was for. It just wasn't believable. I don't think he's trustworthy. Now, as far as Lisa, I think her problem is why was she trying to... In the video, we haven't seen it in court yet, but in the lemon pound cake video, you see her down in the area where there's surveillance footage equipment and the wiring is, and she appears to be disassembling it, and then the equipment ends up separated on a couch, like disconnected. So one could logically conclude that the equipment, it was in fact disconnected. And on the video, you see Lisa over there. So I don't see how any of that's acceptable at all. And while I do personally think she had real tears on the stand, that doesn't get sympathy from me. It's not an excuse to be in someone's house cutting off their security footage. And I ultimately think that maybe they thought that there wouldn't be like a cloud recording of the footage and nobody would see this happening. So I think it's going to get way more interesting than it was today. This was really crass. Anybody on replay crew, as you see the note here, if it seems like there's weird jumps, I'm sorry, but I feel like within an hour of me ending the stream, I'm going to get the alerts from YouTube that the first video that they played, the little bit of the Lickum song, and then this long 13-minute one, I've gotten visual hits before a visual claim, so even if we muted it, the visuals have claims on them. I had to trim this weekend stream where we looked through all the pretrial motions on this case. I had to trim those out. YouTube was not having it. And I'll probably also have to trim it out just because of the subject matter, the visuals themselves, not because of any copyright issues. So there we go. I think that wraps it up. If you guys missed the stream we did this weekend and want to go check it out for, let's see, this is about 2.5 hours that we did. I'll drop the link. This is in the description as well. If you want to take a look at we looked at the first amended complaint. So the most recent version of the complaint filed by the plaintiffs, the police officers. I'll call it the complaint stream. And we looked at motions in limine and some other stuff. So if you want to work backwards and you missed all of that stuff and want to check it out, that's linked in the description and the chat. What else, you guys? In the chat, you guys had been asking, who are the attorneys? Who's the judge? Again, this is the case of Joseph Foreman, if you didn't know Afroman's government name. Its case number, I think this is fun. It's 2023 is the year, and it's case number 69. So of course it is. The attorneys here, we have Robert Klingler, right, with an L, 2 L's. For the plaintiffs, we have David Osborne for Joseph Foreman, aka Afroman, and the judge on the stand is Jonathan P. Hein. The first judge on this case, I don't remember his name, but it was a different judge. So there we go. Those are the basics. Those are the basics. Oh, and yeah, not every day where we have such a crash trial. Please be... Oh, sorry. See, we'll do an update right before we end. Please be aware that we don't always watch like things that are this crass. We do try to make sure the YouTube chat is a friendly, welcoming place for everybody. At the same time, the crass subject matter is coming from the trial itself, so it's a bit different than usual. Just be nice to everybody in the chat. No personal attacks, and we all got to get along, because whether you think something's crass, whether you think maybe one statement might be a little too much, maybe the jury's going to sympathize with somebody, I do hope this is a place where at the end of the day we can all get together and agree that we should be allowed to exercise our First Amendment when it comes to commentary on law enforcement. And then EJF wanted an update on Ed Holly. Now, guys, this is a bit of a sidebar update. If you've been hanging out with us over the last 2 weeks, we've been following a trial in Orange County, New York. It's a cold case. The jury's been deliberating for like 11 days. And let's get the updates from today. They've said they're deadlocked. The first trial was a mistrial because the jury deadlocked. We've got... All right, so today's updates from Ben Nandy. Let's see. Oh, it's a lot. All right, so we're going to do a speed read of what's wrong with this Ed Holly case. Dramatic deliberations. So day 11 of deliberations in the second murder trial of Edward Holly is underway, and the judge is keeping the jury late with hopes this will all end soon. There have been 2 deadlock notes, one just after deliberations had begun, and another this past Wednesday. Prosecutors say that in March 2003, Holly attacked his ex-girlfriend Megan McDonald in her car in the town of Wallkill, hitting her on the head with a blunt object, possibly a hammer, as the fight moved to court. Physical evidence includes DNA on Megan's phone and in her car, which a private DNA analysis company found is more likely to match Holly than a random person, though there were not any direct matches. It was a low match. It was a notably low match, is how the expert described it. And it was mixed profiles. There were multiple profiles. So they've had at least one dispute that was enough for the foreman to tell the judge about it on the first day of deliberations. They asked to use Google to learn about DNA, which they can't. One juror had to be replaced by an alternate due to a family emergency. They've even sent a note pretty much asking the judge how to deliberate, which the judge couldn't help them with. So, more updates from today. Now there's an issue with the alternate jurors in the second murder trial of Ed Holly. The judge just summoned both sides to tell them about it. One alternate is not here, the person's ill and can't make it. One has a childcare problem since the judge is now planning to keep jurors working as late as 6:30 p.m. I remember that's how we ended last week. She said the judges said that we're going to run late. And we talked about that, like, what if the jurors have problems with that? One may have to leave to attend to a sick spouse at home. One is asking to be able to use electronics for work purposes since the alternates are not in the jury room during deliberations. The judge asked both sides to give serious consideration as to how to handle this in light of how deliberations have gone so far. So far, it's been rocky. There aren't indications right now of a person on the actual jury having to leave, so deliberations are ongoing. We've got, let's see. The judge in the Ed Holly murder trial just told the defense she'll send the whole jury home today if the defense maintains its stance on one particular alternate juror. The alternate juror is sick and didn't come into deliberations today. The defense wants to keep the juror in the alternate pool and suggested reverting back to a 4:30 p.m. stop time instead of 6:30 p.m. The defense just now said that when faced with the choices given to them by the judge, they now consent to that juror being excused. It appears right now that deliberations will continue today after that concession. So they get scolded. We have another update. Fireworks in court. The judge scolds the defense, again, as they fought over how to handle the issues with the alternate juror, particularly the one who asked to use electronics for work. The defense said that the juror should be allowed to use electronics for work since the trial's gone past the expected finish date, and the alternates are never in the deliberation room unless they're called up. So after some back and forth, it got contentious. Holly's attorney: how about this, judge? How about you tell them we were willing to consent to them using their electronics, but you said no? Judge: if you think I'm going to sit here and have the defense challenge my decisions, I'm going to think of it as frustration. Holly is accused of murdering. This is the background story. So it seems like the parties didn't want to give the impression to the jury that somebody, one party or another, was denying them something. All right, the judge is set to announce whether she'll declare a mistrial. Defense wants deliberations to continue. They had sent a note that for a third time saying they're deadlocked. Prosecution seems okay with the mistrial. Well, of course, they get to try it again. No big deal. Let's see. And then the judge in the second trial of Ed Holly is not declaring a mistrial at this time, though she believes we've come close to reaching that point that the jury definitely can't reach a unanimous decision. She's instead reading a full Allen charge, which is an instruction for a deadlocked jury to reconsider their views and try extra hard to understand the other side's views in the interest of reaching a verdict. This is what Holly's defense team had requested just before lunch. And then we get one more update. Judge to jury in the Ed Holly murder trial: start with a fresh slate? After 11 days? Have the courage to be flexible, be honest with yourselves, please continue to deliberate. Is that a standard part of an Allen charge? So Judge Kim just read the deadlocked jury a full Allen charge. Jury can't come to unanimous decision. This is all background information. Here's the text. Here's the full Allen charge. As I told you in my initial instructions, any verdict you return, whether guilty or not guilty, must be unanimous. If you cannot reach a unanimous agreement, a new trial will have to be scheduled before a different jury. It is not, however, uncommon for a jury to have difficulty initially in reaching a unanimous verdict, and it is not uncommon for a jury to believe that they will never be able to reach a unanimous verdict. But after further deliberations, most juries are able to reach a unanimous verdict, and so I will ask you to continue your deliberations. But before I do, I want to remind you that when this trial began, I think this is kind of pushing. Like, it might be true, but it also seems like a pressure that you've got to do it. But before I do, I want to remind you that when this trial began, many prospective jurors were called and questioned, many were excused for one reason or another, but you were selected to serve. That means of all the prospective jurors called in this case, you were the ones in whom both sides expressed confidence. Both sides were convinced that each of you would be fair and impartial, that each of you would listen carefully to the evidence, to the arguments, and to the law, and that each of you would deliberate with your fellow jurors and work hard to reach a unanimous verdict that was consistent with the law and the evidence. Both sides continue to have confidence in you. Members of the jury, you make up a very good jury. There is no reason to believe that the presentation of this case, again, would be to a jury that is any more intelligent, reasonable, hardworking, or fair than you are. I want to emphasize that I am not asking any juror to violate your conscience or to abandon your best judgment. Any verdict you reach must be the verdict of each juror and not mere acquiescence in the conclusion of others. But I am asking you to continue deliberating and to resume your deliberations with an open mind. Start with a fresh slate. Do not feel bound by how you felt before, whether you favored conviction or acquittal. Have the courage to be flexible. Be willing to change your position if a reevaluation of the evidence convinces you that a change is appropriate. Do not, out of pride or stubbornness, adhere to an opinion or conclusion that you no longer believe is correct. Be honest with yourselves and with the other jurors. Listen to the other jurors and evaluate what they have to say. Do not let anything prevent you from carefully considering what they say. Remember that each of you made a commitment when you became a juror that requires you to reason and deliberate together to reach a fair and just verdict based only on the evidence. Of course, while a discussion among all jurors may at times be intense, I'm sure you understand that it can and should also be respectful of the feelings and opinions of other jurors. I urge that each of you make every possible effort to arrive at a just verdict here. Make certain that the decision you reach is based solely on the evidence and the law and is not influenced or affected by sympathy for or against any individual or for or against either side. Be sure that no baseless speculation, no bias, or prejudice for or against any individual enters into your deliberations, or anything you may have Googled about DNA. If I can help you in any way, whether through a further or repeated readback, or through a clarification or restatement of the law, I stand ready to do so. Please make every consistent effort within your conscience and the evidence in this case to harmonize your views and decisions in this case with those of the other jurors. To the best of your ability, I ask that you apply common sense and good judgment. I appreciate that the process of deliberations can be difficult. Frankly, it wasn't intended to be easy. So, in accord with your oath, please continue to deliberate with a view towards reaching a verdict. So, yeah, that sounds, I was going to say, I looked over here, that sounds pretty standard. But the blank slate's kind of like, I don't know, who knows. Let's see. I think that was it, right? Yeah, so that was it, and if they're staying till 6:30, we're ending the stream, so I won't see if there's like an update today where they're like, no, we're done. But we've been following that here over in the chat. Thank you, EJF, for putting us onto that case. It's been very interesting to watch a jury send in their questions over the course of 11 days. An alternate juror came in, and then they sent a note like, hey, can this new juror, like, they said they have a background in forensics. Can they talk about that stuff? And the judge is like, no, don't bring that in. So, there we go, you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably start with like a 45-minute buffer just so we can skip some of the downtime, some of the breaks. That's what we do for a lot of trials, and it seems to work well. But of course, we'll watch the full by the end of the day, we'll watch everything in full. And it's been really cool to see some familiar faces in here, people that have been members for a very long time. So thank you guys for coming out of the bushes for this trial, if I haven't seen you in a while. For all the familiars that helped, you know, with the preparing, why are we taking this to trial? Thank you for coming and watching day one. Thank you to FFS. We had Factual Lie. We also had Mike share their anniversaries here. They've been members for 10 months, 21 months, and 19 months. Thank you so much. Peter for 19 months with the boom and a super. Thank you so much. Sheriff Chuck, you know he's always dropping gifted subs, and Peter as well. So 15 lemon pound cakes in the chat. You guys all have a great one. See you guys in the morning for day 2. And who knows what we're gonna see tomorrow. Again, I apologize if your replay crew and stuff is missed out, but there are links to Afroman's music videos shared in the creator playlist if you want to see the footage that had to be cut out of the stream, because I bet it will make me cut it out. So take care, you guys. Have it. Oh wait, Sheriff Chuck, I almost hit end stream. We've got 5 more. Thank you, Sheriff Chuck. We'll end with some party chucks in the chat. Let me get some party chucks going. We got some party chucks. Thank you so much, Sheriff Chuck, sending us off with lemon pound cakes in a to-go box. Thank you so much. Much love. And without further ado, I'm walking myself.